Hi, I'm Ryan Trite, host for Insider Moves and a producer here at Inside Xbox. Now recently, the good folks behind Prototype 2, Radical Entertainment, invited us up for a behind-the-scenes look at the game. But better yet, they gave us a look from concept all the way through to completion at one of the game's craziest, biggest bosses, the Goliath. This 3-story behemoth can wage as much carnage as the game's hero, James Heller, but much more interestingly, it does so completely unscripted and in an open world environment, which is a very rare feat in games. So without further ado, let's take a look at the story behind the Goliath. We hope you enjoy it.
End of initial briefing.
Around the corner and it's quiet and the world is shaking a little bit and you just hear these super loud footsteps and you're looking around, you can't see anything, and instead you look up and there's just something huge there.
We're missing something a bit big. How can we up that challenge? How can we up the scale? We started realizing we had something pretty special and pretty devastating. Holy crap, how do I take that down?
It starts off as a brainstorming session, just trying to find elements that really capture us and capture our imagination.
She's huge. She's got a giant shield arm, she's got a giant claw arm, and she's giant. Make it work.
There is now something in the world with a level of destructiveness that rivals your own. That was something that was incredibly interesting to us.
Each character's been a great challenge, and we've got amazing concept artists, and his paintings are super inspiring, and they're always pushing the limits and pushing us to become better sculptors and painters. The program I try and spend most of my time in is called ZBrush. It's the closest thing to working in clay available to CG artists. We're able to subdivide it to 20 million polygons, which means, and work on it real time. And we're just pushing and pulling each of those faces and details, and that's where we're able to work out all the big shapes and refining like the shapes of the muscle. But you can step down in detail to the point where you're painting in pores and veins, and you can just get right in there and just get stuck in the details. I've managed to get a few key pillars from design of what are the core mechanics we want to try to achieve. What I'm trying to do then is try to better understand the feeling that you have as you're encountering this creature. So then we sort of like narrow it into this sort of shape, bipedal, very asymmetric, it's sort of like one portion of its body had mutated differently from another. I wanted to try to sort of make sure that it was very obvious that the mutations hurt. That when you actually transformed into this creature, that the creature should also be undergoing a lot of pain. Just showing the sort of like that this transformation was not kind.
The challenge of having an entity that is so big, so large, and has got such a presence in the prototype world is that the New York of Prototype 2 is not necessarily accommodating to a creature of that particular size. So one of the things that I think became very clear to us from a design side very early on was that we needed to make sure that this character always had a goal that wasn't necessarily to attack you, which means that if it's trying to destroy something in the world or take it apart, it will continue to do that until you engage it, and if you engage it, it will fight back against you in so much as it actually can. And then at the points where you start to get into a position where it can no longer reach you, it'll go, okay, he's not a problem anymore, I'm going to go deal with the thing that I was actually sent out into the world to try to deal with.
Oh, hell yeah. So I can show you here, this tool is what we call the gym. The actual entire game is running in the gym. You can pick up the controller and just play. We've got a lot of mechanics here that allow us to just spawn in one of our enemies, and this is how we actually build all of our enemies as well with this tool. So right now what I'll do is I'll spawn in the Goliath. I can use the tools available to me and edit her mechanics live. And I can get her to play the bull rush we were talking about there. These trees, we call decision trees here, or fight trees, are easy to edit. We can drop in any animation we want. We can tune the timing of the animations. So this is what really allows us to dynamically work quickly with the animators and the other artists and take all the content you guys have seen and bring it quickly into the game and try it out. For me personally, one of my favorite moves she does is what we've kind of dubbed the big air. And this is a move she does when you as the player have really beaten her down and have taken out all of her options. You've cut off her leg, you've cut off her arm. She doesn't have anything really left to attack you with. And what she does is she throws her whole body at you through the air. And it's just really exciting because it's something that you really wouldn't expect this character to be able to do. And it's something that, one of the animators had an idea of, we could pull this off. And I think the end result is just awesome. And it's something that surprises every player that we've shown it to.